This is why, if you have the budget of $15,000, this car is the best for you. Now you may be wondering, why would I say that? Let me show you what we have found by owning this car. This CX-5's got features like all-wheel drive. And because of this, quite honestly, very stylish styling, you can't tell that this car is from 2016. It looks like 2020. So the styling of this car is very nice as well. You also get 19-inch aluminum alloy wheels that look pretty decent for a stock wheel. And these tires are a Treadwear 500 or Velocity Cross. Standard tires, I think they're just regular tires. But nice wheels considering what it could be. One feature that we did not expect this car to have is turning headlights. When you turn the steering wheel, it actually goes right and left depending on where you're turning. And for a 2016 Mazda CX-5, we're used to older cars, this was a very welcome upgrade to what we're used to. One thing that we need to talk about this car is the wired Apple CarPlay, which in a 2016 Mazda CX-5 isn't bad. It's not wireless CarPlay, but still, Apple CarPlay in 2016 Mazda is pretty good. Now, since this is a newer car, it has an electronic handbrake, which is controlled right here. This little part turns it on, pushing it down, takes it off. No, wait, what? Do you have to be in drive? So you have to be in drive to take it off. That proves my point. It's a little finicky and it's kind of annoying, and it's not the same as a manual handbrake. So that's one thing that I actually don't like about this car, is the electronic handbrake. It's kind of annoying, but I'm trying to be safe-ish. It's just still annoying. What the? There's this active sky in there. So this is a 2.5 liter engine. It is producing a 184 horsepower at 5,700 RPM. And then it is also making 185 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM. So this is the interior of the Mazda CX-5. Very nice steering wheel, good, simple gauge cluster. Nice screen for what it is, nothing new, nothing fancy, but still, it's a screen. And the seats are very nice, and they look very well with this white look, white color. One thing that you will find with these older Mazdas, or any older car in general, is that sometimes you'll get a wear and tear on them with people's butt cheeks sliding on this thing too aggressively. Just it'll crack. So that is one thing to think about when looking at cars like this, that these seats may or may not have ripped or teared when the previous owner. So just keep that in mind when looking at these Mazdas, because they could have a torn seat. So this Mazda has great spacing for all 4 or 5 adults if you want back here. Okay, so here we are in the rear. I have a lot of leg room, decent amount of headroom. Not a whole lot, but still not bad. You have the nice stitching of the seats back here, even in the rear. Cup holder comes down. One thing you don't get back here is vents. It's kind of tough in the summer times. So just keep that in mind, and always make sure your AC components are always working, because people back here will get hot very quickly if your AC is not working. Now, let's test drive it. Now, here is the test driving of the car inside. One thing to take note, especially when driving, is Visibility. How well can you see with the A-pillars in the way? Some vehicles, like the Hyundai, are kind of scary sometimes. And you try to look, and there's a pillar right here. With this car, it's not bad. It's not really in the way. I mean, it still is in the way, but you don't have to like lean very far to see around it, and you can also kind of duck back to look back like behind it, so you can see full car right there. Blind spot, there is a pretty bad like corner right there. You only get like a tiny little window to actually see from, so that's not, you know, the greatest. But one technology feature that you do get in this car is blind spot warning. So if I turn on my right turn signal and something is there, then it will beep at me. And so that it kind of, you know, compensates for having such a bad blind spot in the rear. Brakes feel really good on this car. I know we've had our, if you've seen any of our other videos, we've had our fair share of problems with this car's brakes in the past. We've had to work on them and get them right and all that stuff. So been a problem, but now they're all good. They don't make any noises anymore. So if you hear any weird noises, then that it might be what was it? So if you hear any weird noises, with our experience, it needed new rotors and new pads, and that fixed the problem. And now everything feels great. And the slide pins needed to be greased. Transmission and how it feels. This thing, when not in sport mode, really wants to lug you down because it's trying to save you gas. And the gas mileage that we get in this car is 24 miles per gallon. That's what we got when we calculated it out, how many miles we went and how many gallons we put in. That's what we got. We got 24 miles per gallon, which is pretty good for a little car like this. It costed $30, something like that. I'll look back at the receipt and I'll put it in above me somewhere right here. So it's pretty good on gas, but because of that, it's kind of lugging down. So when you really mash on it, or not really mash on it, but when you give it a little bit of the throttle, it's like trying to make things work in whatever gear it's in. That's one thing to consider. If you don't like that, then you're gonna have to like do some weird finagling with like the manual side of things and switching it to sport mode or whatever. And sport mode is really weird too, because sport mode is really weird because when you put it in sport mode, it'll just keep the revs really high for whatever gear you're in, and it'll just keep them there. Most sport modes only work or happen when you actually hit the throttle. This is just always on, always ready. So that's kind of weird. Another thing you got to consider, there's like some weird, just things that are off with this car, but they're not deal breakers. They're just kind of odd. This is a 10-year-old car, and it doesn't really feel like it. What you want when you want to spend less than $15,000, if that's your budget, and you don't want something that feels like it's really old when it is old, but if it doesn't look and feel old, then you can drive it longer and not feel, ashamed. I don't know. So manual mode in this car is interesting, to say the least. You would think pushing forward would be going up. So up, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then, fifth, fourth, third, second. But it's the opposite in this car. It's up is this way and down is this way. But you would think it's up and down, but it's actually up and down this way. So it's kind of weird. There's no paddle shifters on this thing. It's just the shifter right here. So when you're driving this and your dad for the first time and you go in manual mode and you try to shift up when you're already at speed and you're in third and you try to shift up, you think, but you actually accidentally downshift, and then you scare mom because she's like, oh, what are you doing? We're at 6,000 RPM. So that's one thing to consider with this manual transmission mode, is that's going to be a little different than what you're probably used to. Now, interior technology package that we have with this car. As we know, it has a wired Apple CarPlay. Pretty good. It has radio, AM, FM, all that good stuff. Blind spot warning with the rear view camera and the side like turn signals. It also has rear camera. It has a cruise control that you can set, and then it will also like see what the person in front of you is doing, and then it follows their speed to a certain distance. So it's a lot more of a smarter system of a cruise control, but it's not, a Tesla. You still have to be, aware and on it when it comes to your driving, especially when it's like city driving, because this thing stops at around 20 miles per hour. I've tested this before, and it's pretty good to 30 miles an hour, but once you go to 25, 20, it just turns off, and there's a warning thing on your speedometer. It's like, you better brake now, because it's just gonna let go. It's not there, I guess. So that's one thing you have to know about when looking into this car. The steering wheel has forwards and backwards for songs. The select for the car. The speed. It has set the cruise control, and then set the distance for the cruise control. The buttons for the cancel and reset, off and on for the cruise control. It also allows you to call and hang up, and also you can use like a Siri Alexa voice or whatever on this thing. There's a little button for it. So yeah, it's nice. It's not bad. For under $15,000, this car is really, really a good deal, honestly. So now we will do a 0 to 60 of this car. Let's see what it can do. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi. So I counted 9 seconds, but 9 seconds, it's not bad. It's nothing amazing. It's not it's not an Audi, it's not a Mustang, it's not a Corvette, but it's enough to get you out of trouble. Because in reality, you really only need enough power to get onto the highway, or to get away from somebody, or to go around somebody, or whatever, something like that. That's the power that you really need. So it's enough. You're not gonna get into really any trouble. So it's a good sound, power, output. Felt very nice. So that's it. I will see you in front of this car. So if I had $15,000 today, right now, and I needed one vehicle for me and my family, this CX-5 is what I would absolutely put on my short list. It has all-wheel drive, great for, driving in not so well conditions. It has a lot of spacing for people, good technology, so that you don't feel so outdated, and all for under $15,000. And it's a very reliable vehicle, not a turbo, so you don't have to worry about a turbo breaking down on you. So this car would last you, hopefully with good maintenance. Any car with bad maintenance will not do well. But with good maintenance, 250,000 miles. If you need a family car, this is best that we got. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.